Feminine energy wants to entrap, wants to enclose, wants to control, while masculine energy wants to be free. Okay, so really understand that, guys. Feminine energy is meant to control us, entrap us, enslave us, right? Whereas masculine energy, masculine polarity, wants to be free. Okay, and you'll see this play out pretty much in every area of your life. Okay, whenever you feel like you are trying to control something, you're trying to control the outcome as opposed to letting the outcome play out, you are in your feminine energy. You're not in your masculine polarity. Okay, this is why I'm really, really careful about trying to control the outcome of anything. I mean, yeah, this doesn't mean, by the way, don't take it the wrong way, it doesn't mean not to like work hard at something to try to be the best that you can, but it just means that, you know, once you've done the work, just put it out there and let the market decide for itself, right? Let's see what others have to say about this, rather than you trying to step in and control the narrative. You know, you see a lot of Democrats do this. Both male and female Democrats are constantly trying to control the narrative. They're constantly trying to police thought, control what you think, control what you say, control what you do. This is why they love big government, so they could regulate the shit out of you, right? They want to control. This is why they want like more women in power. They want to turn the world into a gynocracy where it's female dominated, because they want control. Because again, feminine energy is all about control. It's all about, you know, entrapping us, enslaving us. It doesn't want us to be free, because if it wanted us to be free, you know, then we would be talking about masculine energy and masculine polarity, right? You even kind of see this in the red pill manosphere, right? You see a lot of these guys, you know, sadly, some of these guys that I once respected, right? They'll have like a round table of other red pill guys. Some of these guys do like a weekly talk show and shit like that. And all they do is pick apart other people who are talking smack about the red pill. And yeah, it's interesting to watch. You know, it's kind of amusing at times. But I mean, I'm of the thinking of like, hey, you know, if this guy's ideas suck, it's just not going to go anywhere, right? It's just going to fail. People aren't going to listen to them. People aren't going to listen to them, and people aren't going to subscribe. And the ones that do are idiots, right? You let fate decide. You let the free markets decide. And really, that's how capitalism works, by the way, right? You let the free markets decide, and you don't try to control it. So this is another reason why I don't do like response videos and shit like that. A lot of you guys have sent me videos of guys who've done videos about me, and you're like, do a response. And it's like, no, because that's beta. That's little bitch behavior. That's that's lowering myself to being in my feminine energy. Because if I do a response video to anybody, that means I'm trying to control the narrative. I'm trying to sway public opinion in favor of myself, right? Whereas I rather just let the free markets decide. I rather let the viewers decide who they want to listen to, who they want to follow, you know, because I believe in my work. I believe my shit is good, right? And you know, I mean, I really am one of the only, if the only, red pill guy out there that actually does what I say, right? I mean, I don't just hide behind a microphone and, you know, yap away about that one relationship I had 30 years ago or that one divorce. I don't do that. I mean, I'm out there in field constantly showing what I'm worth. All the stuff I teach you guys, I'm doing it in field, right? I'm doing it every single week. I don't just hide behind the microphone, right? I'm taking action. And I teach my students to do the same. Whereas some of these other red pill guys that I see out there, you know, and I don't like to name names either, okay? Because that shit's beta too. Some of these guys have named me by name. Shit's beta. That shit is so like being in your feminine energy, because you're trying to, again, you're trying to control the narrative, right? Because masculine energy doesn't try to control shit. It wants to be free, and it lets the market decide. It lets the people decide. It lets public opinion decide, right? It doesn't try to control shit. And again, I mean, some of these guys I once respected. It's sad to see these guys act so irrational, right? Act so irrational and act so feminine. and be like, oh, look at what he's doing, and this is why he shouldn't be speaking. And I mean, they're talking about me, like, oh, he shouldn't be speaking red pill because it's causing damage and blah blah. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm the only one who's speaking from experience, you know? I'm the only one who's speaking from experience. I'm the only one who's out there actually doing these things that you freaking write about. You aren't even doing them yourself. I'm the one who's doing these things and playing them out in real life. You're not even out there doing it yourself. You know, a lot of these guys, funny enough, are like married or in these long-term relationships or have kids. And I just don't relate to that. You know, I'm a pickup artist. I'm a PUA. And I'm out there in field and I do what I do and I report back and I share my lessons with you based on what I've learned from the field, right? Yeah, I don't believe in this like talking behind a microphone and, you know, just kind of spitting out my theories without actually living it in real life, because to me, that just makes you a poser. You know, I don't care how accurate your shit is. If you're not out there actually living it and doing it, then you're just a poser. So, anyway, but yeah, it's sad for me to see some of these guys who claim they're red pill and set that kind of example in the manosphere. Like, oh yeah, this is what you should do. It's okay to be red pill, and then bitch about other guys in the red pill community. Bitch about other guys who have anything to say about the red pill community. You know, because they do a lot of videos where they take apart somebody who was like, you know, saying bad things about the red pill. I don't even go there. I'm just like, hey, let them put their ideas out there. It's a free market, and let people decide who they want to listen to. That's the way I feel. And really, that's part of being in your masculine polarity, because you're not trying to control the narrative. So I'm always careful about that, you know, because again, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I want to live what I teach. Okay, I don't want to just hide behind the microphone and hide behind, you know, the classroom and shoot out my theories without having really done them myself. You know what I mean? So it's funny because even these guys who write all these red pill books have, you know, they don't follow their own lessons. As brilliant as a lot of their lessons are, they're not actually living it. If you really pay attention to their actions, you know, they're almost like women. I hate to say it. A lot of these guys, you know, they're almost like women. Just don't listen to what they say, just watch what they do and look at their actions. Their actions are very feminine. Their actions are very caught up in that feminine energy that wants to encapsulate, it wants to enslave, it wants to control, and it doesn't want others to be free, right? They're trying to, you know, control the narrative, like I keep saying. So I don't know how I went off on this tangent about the red pill community, but yeah, that's just, I don't call out people by name. I just think that shit's beta too. It's like, oh, this person from this channel. Now that shit is so gay, so lame, and so feminine. I just don't do that shit. I mean, it's like you're basically just trying to manufacture and create drama, right? Because you're triggered or because you're, you know, you've got your panties in a bunch. I mean, my panties will never be in, you know, so much of a bunch where I need to like actually do an entire freaking response video on like a YouTuber or a red pill author or anything like that. I don't do beta shit like that, right? Because again, I live this shit. I don't just sit back and teach it to you guys and hide behind I don't even use a microphone, right? This is the same exact in-field camera that I use in my pickup videos, right? Because again, I live this shit. I don't just talk it. I don't just talk the talk. I walk the walk. Why? Because that's what men do. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. Okay? We don't hide behind a friggin' microphone. Okay? If you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. You know, if you're gonna write books on this shit, you gotta live it, right? You can't write books on this shit and then not follow the lessons that you teach in your book, right? You know, you can't write about how to be masculine and all this other stuff, but then you go out there and you act feminine and you try to call out like other like YouTubers, or you do response videos to people who hate on the red pill. I mean, if they want to hate on the red pill, let them do it. Let them put their ideas out there, and then people will either like it or not like it. Okay, but you have to believe in your work enough to believe that your shit can stand on its own and people will gravitate towards yours because it's good, right? I mean, look at the amount of subscribers I have. Look at the growth of my channel, the audience I've been able to build. It's because I'm speaking from my heart. It's because people are relating to what I have to say. I'm able to communicate it to viewers in a way that these guys can't, right? And there's a lot of jealousy there too, by the way. A lot of these red pill guys, especially some of these red pill authors, they're pissed. They're jealous of me Again, no different than a woman, because they've seen the growth of my channel. They've seen the growth of it, and instead of being happy for me and be like, wow, this is one of our guys, and he's a pickup artist, he's somebody that we should kind of like promote even more because he's out there doing this stuff. Instead of looking at it like that, like a man would, they turn into little bitches. They sink into lower consciousness, because that's what that is. You're sinking into lower consciousness, no different than wanting to eat junk food and candy and, you know, and do shit like that, play video games all day. They sink into lower consciousness, and instead of trying to help the cause, they hurt the cause. They'll attack me, they'll attack other red pill guys, they'll attack people who are attacking the red pill, right? Instead of focusing on just adding value to the community, right? Another big reason why I don't do response videos and I don't bother to attack these guys even after they're attacking me is because I rather use my time and my energy to keep pumping out value for you, the subscriber, for you guys wanting to learn this stuff. I rather focus my energy there, because that's what men do. Okay, that's called being in your masculine polarity. But if I was to allow myself to get triggered like they are and get my panties in a bunch and get all like emotionally, you know, jacked up to the point where, oh, I gotta do a response video now. No, I have to call them out by name. I'm gonna point their channel out and I'm gonna expose them. You ever see, I gotta do an expose video, right? You see these guys with their expose videos? It's like, what are you doing, dude? You're not helping the community, you're hurting the community. Really, when you do an expose video, or you try to call out another YouTuber, or you do a response video, or you do any of that beta shit, you're really just doing it for yourself. You're just doing it selfishly, to feed your own ego, to satisfy your own ego. Why? Because you're trapped in your feminine energy, not your masculine energy. You're trapped in your feminine energy. Make no mistake about it, okay? Because if you were in your masculine polarity, you would not be doing shit like that, right? You wouldn't. And this is why I say I do not waste a single second even contemplating, even thinking about doing a response video or calling anybody out by name. I rather just use that energy and that time to create more value for you guys, create more coaching videos for you guys, create more free content for you guys, create more value for you guys. I'd rather do that, because we're not going to be here forever, right? And I don't even know how long I'm going to be here. I mean, you never know what can happen tomorrow, right? I want to leave as much content as possible. Okay, I want to pump out as much value as I possibly can, right? And I want to leave a big legacy, right? I want to leave a ton of value for you guys, right? And I'm not for a second going to let my feminine energy take over and, you know, get so distracted that, you know, and get so emotionally triggered that I need to go do this response video. I'm going to respond to this red pill guy I don't agree with. And who is he? He's ruining the community or whatever. You know, like literally some of these guys have actually said some shit like that. It's like, oh, this guy, you know, like literally call me out by name. That's like the most beta shit ever. But I don't blame these guys, because these guys at the end of the day have never done game. They've never done pickup. And many of these guys don't live what they actually teach. Okay, I live what I teach. These guys do not live what they teach. And you could just see it, just in the behavior I've described to you. Just that little bitch, feminine behavior, pointing fingers, blaming, calling people out, doing response videos, getting triggered. You could see it in just that behavior alone, that they do not live what they teach. Which means, can you really trust them? I don't know. You know, that's for you to decide. See, I don't even want to tell you who to trust there. It's for you to decide. But you know what? Everything I teach you guys, I live it, right? Go to my Instagram, watch my infield videos here on my channel. There are tons of them, okay? I live what I teach. You know, this is why I'm one of the top pickup artists in the world. This is why I've been in business as long as I have. I've been in business since the mid-90s. You know, I get a lot of guys being like, oh, you got this stuff from this red pill guy or this dating coach or this pickup artist. And it's like, dude, are you kidding me? I was around a lot longer than that guy. I'm like, dude, I started in the mid-90s. I was teaching guys in 1995. This guy was like in kindergarten. What are you talking about? Right? So yeah, learn your history too, guys, before you say dumb shit like that. You know, and even the guys who are like, no, this guy wrote a book and he says whatever you said was in his book. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I read books. I'm sorry if I regurgitated whatever was in his book, and it's like, sorry. I mean, instead of like being like, oh, that's cool, this guy's actually talking, he's actually read my book, and being like flattered, or I mean, personally, if it was me, I'd be flattered. I've seen other guys literally create YouTube channels. Some of them have grown beyond mine, basically regurgitating a lot of things that I've taught. A lot of things that they've learned from my channel. Am I attacking them? Do you see me doing videos like, oh my gosh, this guy, that's not his work, it's mine. No, I'm not. I'm happy that they're putting it out there. Okay, I don't need to claim credit for everything, because again, that's little bitch behavior. You're trying to control the narrative, right? And I mean, these guys have never given me credit, right? I mean, these are guys who've never once said my name. And it's like, okay, dude, I mean, I wish you mentioned my name at least once or something. That'd be cool. But you know what? That's fine, as long as, hey, guys are getting value from it. I see a lot of guys, gravitating towards their work because of it, and they're changing their lives because of it. At the end of the day, that's all that matters to me, okay? I don't need to try to control the narrative and be like, hey man, that's my stuff, that's mine. Oh, you're stealing my stuff. Because at the end of the day, this is an open forum. This is supposed to be open source, right? And I just want guys to learn. I want guys to gain value. And, that's where my focus is, and I mean, everybody has influences, right? It's like a musician, right? Every musician on the planet, from Elvis Presley to the Rolling Stones to, to Kiss, to any of the newer, to Lana Del Rey, whoever you could think of, right? They all got their inspiration from somebody, right? They've all taken their inspiration from somebody, if not multiple people. And you don't see those people coming back like, hey, that's me, man. That's all me. That's my music. No, you don't. That's like little bitch shit. It just saddens me. I've seen again, I've respected some of these guys. I don't respect them anymore just because they've exposed themselves. In trying to expose other people like me, they've ended up exposing themselves for the petty little bitch that they are. I mean, because really, it's really petty little shit that they're like fussing about. And a lot of it, again, stems from jealousy. They're jealous because they see other YouTubers doing better than they are, and again, I've been there. I've seen other guys take my work and create much bigger channels than mine. And you know what? More power to them. Great. I'm not going to go show up at their doorstep, with my lawyers and being like, hey man, how about give me some of that money? No, I'm just like, hey man, guys are getting value from it. Guys are changing their life. I'm happy to contribute, dude. I'm happy to contribute. If you want to copy every friggin' video I do that, because I can innovate faster than you copy me. You know why? Because I believe in my work that much. I believe in myself that much. I believe in my shit that much. I'm not afraid of anybody, right? Because I'm a man, and I know at the end of the day, my stuff is good. My stuff is good. It's like, you can copy me all day long, but you will never be me, right? You'll never be me, and you'll never beat me at being me. Think about these other guys that are like threatened by me right now, that are complaining about me. I really believe that they feel that I can beat them at being themselves, right? I feel like they're threatened by me because they feel like I can actually beat them at them being themselves, which is sad. Which is sad if you think I can do that. It's like, dude, why don't you just focus on you, pumping out your content, pumping out your value, and don't worry about what other people are doing. Worry about your own backyard, and then some of these guys be like, no, it's messing up the red pill and blah, blah, blah. I have to do this. I have to control it. I have to be the savior here. It's like, no, you don't, dude. You're not God. You're just a dude who wrote a book, or you're just a dude with a YouTube channel, or you're just a dude with a podcast, whoever you are, right? Focus on your own backyard. Focus on doing what you need to do to create value in the community, right? As opposed to getting so distracted by other, coaches, red pill guys. I mean, I don't even know if I could consider myself that. I'm just a pickup artist. I'm a PUA. I'm a pickup coach. That's what I do, right? And I just happen to stumble upon these lessons, having been out there as long as I have, and learning and experiencing what I have with women and sharing that with other guys, right? And a lot of these guys, these red pill guys who are like with their own channels and their own books, who are trying to like claim everything is theirs. It's like, dude, who are you bullshitting, man? If we were to go out in field, I would freaking run circles around you. If we were to peg up our relationships, I mean, I've dated over 350 beautiful women. You've had like, what, 2 girlfriends your entire life? And you married one of them? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Who do you think you're kidding? Who do you think you're fooling, trying to say that, oh, this is mine, this is mine? It's like, dude, you don't even live this shit. I do, right? I'm the one who's out there. I'm dating these women. I'm learning firsthand, okay? I'm learning this shit firsthand. And you know what? What I teach comes from experience. Okay, it comes from experience, but it's hilarious how these guys like try to actually like compare themselves. You know, I always compare it to like a flight instructor, like learning how to fly a plane from a guy hiding in a classroom versus a guy who's actually out there flying planes. If you want to learn how to fly a plane, you learn from the guy who flies planes, not the guy who hides in the classroom behind a desk, right? So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. That's my little rant about that, just because it's, I'm getting too many messages from you guys like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I keep telling you guys, watch your own backyard. Don't worry about that shit. Just worry about your own backyard, right? Do what you need to do to improve your life, improve the life of other men, add value to the community, share these videos. You know, I even tell them like these red pill authors who are hating on me, these red pill YouTubers who hate on me. I'm like, share their videos too. There's tons of value in it. You know, I still continue to plug these guys. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's got, it's got good value. Share it. You know, and even then, it's like these guys have like no integrity. It's like they still, even though as much as I credit them, they still try to bash me. You know, it's just like, dude, you're so feminine. It's sad, right? It's so freaking sad how you can't even see, like, you're trapped in your own feminine energy. And you're basically going against everything you teach in your books, or everything you teach on your channel, or everything you teach to your students. You're not living it. You know, to me, that's being a poser, right? And I would never I would never feel good about myself doing that. It's like, if I'm teaching you guys one thing, but I'm not like that in real life, I wouldn't feel good about that. You know, that would be a fraud, as many of these guys are acting like. You know, I hate to say it, but anyway, that's all I have to say about feminine energy and masculine polarity. Okay, at the end of the day, feminine energy wants to control, it wants to entrap, it wants to enslave you. You know, this is why when you're dating women, you know, especially girls that you're in these long-term relationships with, they don't like the fact that you're going out there on your path and purpose. They don't like the fact that you're out there pursuing your goals. They don't like the fact that you're trying to get ahead in life, right? Because they feel like you're going to leave them behind. So what do? They try to sabotage you, just like these red pill guys are trying to do to me. They're trying to sabotage me, right? No different than a woman. Your girl will try to sabotage you, try to throw a monkey wrench in your program, try to make sure that you don't succeed, that you fail, because she wants to control you. She wants to control the narrative in your life. Whereas as a man, you know, it's really up to you to stay on your path and purpose, to not get distracted by her, okay? And to, you know, to be strong enough in your polarity, your masculine polarity, that no matter how hard she shit tests you, you just march on and you continue on your path and purpose, chasing your goals, your dreams, making things happen for yourself. Okay, you got to do what you need to do, and if she's behind you, she'll be there at the end of the tunnel. And most of these chicks will, right? Most of these chicks, as much as they shit test you, as much as they tell you like, hey, you're not paying enough attention to me, blah blah blah, and you're too focused on building this business or getting ahead in your career. As much as she bitches about that, as long as you stay on your path and purpose, she ain't going nowhere. But the second you start kowtowing to her and you start compromising with her, that's when she starts to lose respect for you. And she'll be like, just understand, at the end of the day, masculine energy wants to focus on self, while feminine energy wants to focus on others and what others are doing. Okay? So masculine energy, whenever you're in your masculine polarity, you're focused on yourself and doing what you need to do. Whereas when you're in your feminine energy, you're focused on what others are doing and all of the injustices, right? And you get to play the victim, like, oh my God, look what they're doing to me, right? You're in your feminine, you're trapped in your feminine energy. And just going back to these red pill guys that I was talking about, you know, when they do these like roundtable forums and they get other red pill guys on the horn and they're doing like these live streams with other red pill guys, and they're basically calling out people who are attacking the red pill, or they're calling out, I mean, other red pillars, or whoever, whatever they're doing exposed videos. They're trapped in their feminine energy. Make no mistake about it, because they're not focused on themselves. They're not focused on adding value to the community. They're focused on what others are doing, okay? And they're trying to do what? They're trying to control the narrative, okay? Right or wrong, right? And I agree with them when they do that shit. You know, I mean, I agree with everything they have to say, but at the end of the day, you're in your feminine energy because you are trying to control the outcome. You are not letting the outcome just play out for itself, right? And, you know, in that situation, when it comes to people attacking the red pill, obviously, I mean, the truth is always going to expose itself. You don't even need to push it. I mean, that's why I say these guys, they're just wasting their time doing all of these like videos whenever like a CNN or any of these other people do something against the red pill community. They're just really wasting their time. You know, even if they're just doing it for clicks and, you know, just to bring eyeballs to their channel, it's not the example that you want to set for other men. You don't want to set this example that, oh yeah, man, you know, we should just, whenever somebody calls us out, we should just, you know, cry about it and play the victim. And even though we're in the right, even though we're in the right, you know, it's just not the way to handle it as a man. The way to handle it is to keep pumping out our content, keep pumping out value so it reaches more and more guys, keep growing the red pill manosphere, keep growing the red pill movement, to the point where those things just get shut down automatically and people just turn their nose up at it, okay? Because we could fight that shit all day long and never get anything done, because the blue pill has the entire mainstream media, you know, in its pockets. If they wanted to, they could dish out an anti-red pill documentary or segment every single day on multiple channels. And there's no way that if we all banded together in the red pill community, there's no way we could fight all that, okay? This is why I say the best move to make, you know, for as a red pill content creator, as a pickup artist, right? As a red pill pickup artist, as a guy who's in the manosphere, the best move to make is to just keep pumping out our value. Don't worry about every single person. Oh, let's expose them, blah, blah. No, just keep pumping out your value. And you know what? The viewers will decide. The people will decide. The markets will decide who they want to listen to. And right now, you know, they're pissed because they've seen the growth of my channel, and, you know, the market has decided they want to listen to me, right? And I think, you know, and even I'm kind of like surprised and not surprised about that. I think a lot of it is because, you know, and I've seen guys comment and say this same exact thing where they're like, the way Matt Cross communicates it is better than anybody else in the red pill manosphere, right? That's what I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying. This is what I've read. Okay, I've seen a number of guys write shit like that. Like, I like the way Matt Cross communicates these red pill lessons because it feels like it's coming, you know, it's coming like from his heart. You know, it's coming, it's genuine, right? And really it is, because it's coming from personal experience, right? This is why I've been able to surpass a lot of these very, very famous, like, red pill book writers, these red pill authors. I've surpassed them in views. I've surpassed them in subscribers. I've surpassed them in followers, you know, and my channel is growing much faster than theirs are. The reason for that is because I'm speaking directly from experience. I'm not, you know, hiding behind a desk or a microphone and just shooting out my theories and, you know, then like going home to my wife or my children. I'm not doing that. I'm a guy who's out there in field. I'm approaching and dealing with these women and living out these experiences, these red pill experiences, every single day. And then when I do a coaching video about it, my audience relates to it instantly, right? Because it's coming from actual live in-field experience. It's like the difference between talking to a guy who's just gotten off the battlefield versus talking to a guy who's just reporting from the battlefield, right? The guy who's just reporting from the battlefield, he might be able to articulate it. He might be able to articulate what's going on a lot a lot better than the guy, who's like actually on the battlefield. But when you talk to the guy who's on the battlefield, he's able to describe it in detail in a way that the reporter cannot, because the reporter is not experiencing it for himself. Okay, the reporter is just reporting, right? He's just reporting. And a lot of these guys who are authors and book writers, they're not out there in field. They're not doing this shit. Okay, they're just writing about it. And this is why their audience connects with me more, right? And they end up following me, right? Even when they do these exposed videos and like they want to hate on me, their audience ends up subscribing to my channel, because they could sense who is more genuine, who is actually living this stuff, who is not just talking about it, but then, as soon as they're done with their podcast, they turn around, they start acting like a little girl, right? They're not living this shit. And as I always taught my pickup students, pickup in game is not a light switch you turn on and off, right? You can't just see the hot girl and be like, oh shit, there goes a hot girl, time to turn on that pickup artist switch, baby. No, you have to live it, okay? You can't just do game, you have to become the game, right? There is no way I could pull the level of women that I do pull. There's no way I could have dated the level of women that I've dated in the past if I was not coming across 100% authentic and 100% genuine when I was approaching these girls. The reason why I'm able to get these girls is because that's just who I am now. They don't sense any hint of incongruence in my personality. They don't sense any hint of inauthenticity. Like, they don't sense any hint of like, wow, this guy, I think he just talks a good game, but he's probably a poser. They don't sense that, because I live it. I've learned my lesson, I've learned my lesson from years and years of doing game. It's like, if you want to get the hottest women on the planet, the most beautiful looking women on the planet, they could sniff out bullshit a mile away. They could sniff out agenda a mile away. Okay? You cannot fake this stuff. And this is why I tell, I teach my students the same thing that, I practice in field, which is to come across as congruent and genuine and as authentic as possible, because the girls will sniff your shit out and you just won't get, the girl. There's a reason I'm one of the best pickup artists in the world. It's because I live it, I live it. I tell you guys, I'm the real deal, man. I live it, right? I don't just hide and then shoot out my theories behind a microphone. I live this shit. And that's probably why my channel has grown the way it has, and guys gravitate towards me and they share my stuff, and they lose interest in these other guys. Even though they kind of wrote the manual on the red pill, they lose interest in them because they see them not being congruent with what they teach, what they write about in their books. They don't live it, right? It's like, if you're gonna write a book about being, logical and shit like that, don't like go out there acting illogical, right? Makes sense? So that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm gonna wrap up here. I've got better things to do than talk about, shit like that all day. I mean, my main focus of this coaching video tonight was just to infuse you with the difference between being in your masculine polarity versus your feminine energy, okay? Because there's a big difference, right? Big difference. So that's all I have to say for tonight's coaching video. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Do not forget to smash that like button below. Also hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video. As my voice starts to go, okay, because it's about 1:47 a.m. right now, and I've been out all week like doing program and teaching pickup, and I'm just finally starting to lose my voice. I'm like getting really exhausted, but I did want to bang out a few more coaching videos tonight, and yeah, just add some value to your lives, man, and just hopefully you'll apply this stuff to your life and share it with your buddies. Okay, so make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you get notified whenever I release a brand new video here on YouTube, brand new coaching video. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, I really appreciate it if you subscribe. Okay, I'm one of the very few guys out there, if one of the only guys out there, who's actually out there doing what I teach, right? I live what I teach. I don't just talk about it, but I live it, as my students do. So make sure you subscribe to my channel as well, okay? And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill content I'm teaching guys even further, best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months of Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. Same exact type of women that myself and my students are out there approaching and closing every single week. And believe me when I tell you, we do this every single week, like taking candy from a baby, like it's nothing. And believe me, as a man, you need these skills. These were skills that you were never taught in school, okay? If you're trying to go out there and pick up girls with that Disney bullshit you learn from television and Hollywood and movies, good luck with that, right? You'll never be able to get a girl above a 4 in looks using that bullshit, okay? If you want to get an attractive woman, a gorgeous woman, a woman who's even above a 7 in looks, you're gonna need some game. You're gonna need some pickup skill. You're gonna need some training, okay? It doesn't mean you need to become like a master and spend your whole life picking up girls like some people here, right? But you have to get enough, you have to gain enough skill so that you can get a woman who meet your standards, okay? And you don't have to settle. And right now, the first month is only $1, okay? It's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons in 7 Months of Mastery. And the reason why it's only $1 is because I really want you to try it out and check it out for yourself without you having to make a major investment. I mean, if I could make it free, I would, but apparently like PayPal doesn't let you do that. So I have to charge something. So $1 is like the lowest I get charged for that first month, and that's why it's only $1. So take advantage of it, okay, while you still can. And that is absolutely the best way to support me and show your love for my work. All right, it's real easy to sign up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.